It's Tuesday, April 14th, 2026. You're listening to the DX Today AI Daily Brief. Today, Stanford's new AI index reveals China has nearly erased America's lead in frontier AI. OpenAI acquires a personal finance startup, signaling a bold push into financial planning. And 3 states passed AI legislation in a single week. Let's get into it.
Stanford University's Institute for Human-Centered AI released its 2026 AI Index report yesterday, and the findings are striking. According to the report, the United States and China are now nearly neck and neck on frontier AI model performance, separated by just 2 ELO points on the chatbot arena leaderboard as of March. The report also found that generative AI reached 53% global adoption within 3 years, faster than the personal computer or the internet. Researchers note that while the U.S. still leads in total investment in patent quality metrics, China has dramatically closed the gap in raw model capability. The report documents over 90% of notable frontier models were produced by industry in 2025, and that the best models now exceed human-level performance on several PhD-level benchmarks. Stanford's team described the overall picture as a sprint, with policy and society struggling to keep pace.
From research to acquisitions.
OpenAI has acquired Hero Finance, an AI-powered personal finance startup. The company confirmed Monday after founder Ethan Block announced the deal on LinkedIn. The acquisition is primarily an acqui-hire, bringing Hero's team and predictive financial modeling technology into OpenAI's operations. Hero was founded in 2023, backed by Ribbit Capital, General Catalyst, and Restive Ventures, and launched its AI-based financial planning tool about 5 months ago. Under the deal, Hero's standalone product will shut down on April 20th, with all user data deleted by May 13th. The acquisition signals a clear direction. OpenAI is building financial planning capabilities directly into ChatGPT. The company has now made 6 acquisitions in 2026 alone, nearly as many as it made in all of 2025, spanning media, developer tools, and now consumer finance.
Next, a new economic benchmark.
PwC released its 2026 AI performance study yesterday, and the findings point to a sharp divide in who benefits from artificial intelligence. The study found that nearly 3/4 of all AI economic value, 74%, is being captured by just 20% of organizations. PwC analyzed more than 1,200 companies globally and found the gap between leaders and laggards is widening, driven primarily by advantages in data access, AI talent, and the ability to scale deployments. The consultancy described the dynamic as winner takes most, warning that companies not already generating measurable returns from AI face mounting strategic risk. The report also found that leading organizations are using AI not just to cut costs, but to drive growth, opening new revenue streams and entering new markets, a distinction that separates the top performers from the rest.
Now, a hire that caught the AI world's attention.
Google DeepMind has appointed Henry Shevlin, a philosopher at the University of Cambridge, to an in-house role focused on machine consciousness, human-AI relationships, and the ethical implications of increasingly powerful AI systems. Shevlin, Deputy Director of Cambridge's Leverhulme Centre for the Future of Intelligence, is set to join DeepMind in May while maintaining a part-time position at the university. The appointment signals a growing recognition inside frontier AI labs that philosophical expertise, not just technical expertise, is essential to navigating questions about what advanced AI systems might experience or deserve. Google DeepMind cited Shevlin's work on AI moral status and what it would mean for a machine to be a conscious subject as directly relevant to challenges the lab is already grappling with. The move follows similar hires of ethicists and social scientists at other labs.
From ethics to enterprise infrastructure.
Amazon Web Services launched the Agent Registry yesterday, a new product in preview designed to help enterprises govern and discover the AI agents they deploy. Available through Amazon Bedrock Agent Core, the registry functions as a centralized catalog, a private, searchable library of all an organization's AI agents, tools, skills, MCP servers, and custom resources. Enterprise AI teams can use it to find existing capabilities instead of rebuilding them, enforce access controls, and maintain audit trails. The registry is accessible via the Agent Core console, the AWS command line interface, the SDK, and as an MCP server queryable directly from developer tools. AWS said the product addresses a real and growing problem. As organizations deploy hundreds or thousands of AI agents, visibility and governance become critical. The registry is now available in 5 AWS regions, including US East, US West Oregon, Europe Ireland, and 2 Asia-Pacific regions.
Turning to the legislative front.
A wave of AI legislation moved through state legislatures in the week ending April 13th. Nebraska's unicameral legislature passed a chatbot disclosure bill requiring operators to tell users, especially minors, when they are interacting with AI, and prohibiting the system from claiming to be human. Maryland passed a bill targeting algorithmic pricing, adding oversight requirements when AI tools influence consumer costs. And Maine passed legislation restricting AI-based therapy services, barring anyone from advertising or offering mental health counseling through AI unless a licensed professional is involved. According to a legislative tracker by Troutman Pepper, 78 chatbot bills are now active across 27 states. Several more bills advanced in Hawaii, Oklahoma, California, and Connecticut. The surge reflects growing concern among state legislators that federal action remains too slow, prompting states to step in with their own patchwork of AI rules.
From Washington to the open source world.
Chinese AI startup Minimax open-sourced its M2.7 model this week, a 229 billion parameter mixture of expert system that the company describes as the first step toward autonomous AI self-evolution. The model participated in its own development, running more than 100 rounds of scaffold optimization and achieving a 30% performance improvement over its own baseline. Minimax says M2.7 now handles between 30 and 50% of its internal reinforcement learning team's daily workflows end-to-end. On independent benchmarks, the model scored 56.2% on SWE Pro and 57% on Terminal Bench 2, placing it among the strongest open-source models for real-world software engineering. The weights are freely available on Hugging Face, with deployment support for multiple inference frameworks, including NVIDIA NIM. The release extends a trend of Chinese AI labs making competitive open-source contributions that rival proprietary Western offerings.
Turning now to semiconductors.
Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company reported first quarter 2026 revenue of 1.13 trillion new Taiwan dollars, equivalent to approximately $35.7 billion, a 35% year-on-year increase and a new quarterly record. The figure came in slightly above analyst expectations and was driven overwhelmingly by AI-related demand from customers, including NVIDIA and Apple. March revenue alone surged 45% year-on-year, the strongest single month in the company's history. AI chip packaging volume, using TSMC's advanced CoWoS technology, grew at an 80% annual rate. The company's full earnings release, including detailed margin guidance, is scheduled for April 16th. Analysts anticipate TSMC will confirm its fourth consecutive quarter of record profit, reflecting the sustained strength of AI hardware demand despite broader macroeconomic uncertainty.
Now, a major new AI model from Silicon Valley's biggest social network.
Meta launched Muse Spark this month, the first model from the company's new Meta Superintelligence Labs, a research division formed after Meta spent an estimated $14 billion to bring in Scale AI co-founder Alexander Wang and recruit a team of frontier AI researchers. Muse Spark is designed to be compact and fast by design, yet capable enough to reason through complex questions in science, math, and health. Meta said the model was trained using dramatically improved techniques that allow smaller models to match the performance of older, much larger systems, built for an order of magnitude less compute than Meta's mid-size Llama 4 variant. The release marks Meta's first significant AI model since its reorganization around superintelligence as a strategic goal, and puts pressure on competitors to match Meta's combination of scale, open-source heritage, and frontier research ambition.
From model launches to cybersecurity.
Anthropic's most powerful model yet is not available to the public, and intentionally so. The company launched Claude Mythos Preview this month under a restricted initiative called Project Glasswing, distributing access only to a consortium of more than 40 technology and cybersecurity companies, including Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, NVIDIA, Google, Cisco, JP Morgan Chase, and CrowdStrike. The model, which Anthropic describes as a step change over Claude Opus 4.6, achieved a 93.9% score on SWE Bench Verified, compared with 80.8% for its predecessor. Anthropic used Claude Mythos Preview to identify thousands of zero-day vulnerabilities across every major operating system and web browser, including a 27-year-old flaw in OpenBSD. The company cited the model's unmatched offensive security capabilities as the reason for withholding public release, opting instead to use it exclusively for defensive purposes through Project Glasswing. Amazon Web Services has made it available on Bedrock as a gated research preview.
Now from cybersecurity to China's AI frontier.
Chinese AI laboratory DeepSeek is preparing to release its next-generation V4 model in late April, according to reporting from Reuters and The Information. The model is expected to feature approximately 1 trillion total parameters in a mixture of experts architecture, with a 1 million token context window, and notably deep native support for Huawei's Ascend chips, a critical step in reducing China's dependence on NVIDIA's ecosystem. Industry analysts have described V4 as a potential inflection point for Chinese AI chip independence. Major Chinese tech companies, including Alibaba, ByteDance, and Tencent, have reportedly placed advance orders for next-generation accelerators in anticipation of offering V4 through their cloud platforms. V4 is expected to be released under the permissive Apache 2.0 license. If the specifications hold, it would make DeepSeek V4 the largest publicly announced AI model by parameter count in history.
And finally, a chip business that could reshape the market.
Amazon chief executive Andy Jassy revealed in his annual shareholder letter last week that the company may begin selling its Trainium AI chips directly to third-party buyers, a move that would put Amazon in direct competition with NVIDIA and AMD in the external AI chip market. Jassy wrote that there is so much demand for the company's proprietary accelerators that selling racks of them to outside customers is now a serious possibility. He estimated that if Trainium was sold externally, like a standalone chipmaker, the business unit could generate approximately $50 billion in annual revenue, up from the $20 billion internal run rate Amazon currently projects for the year. The disclosure underscored the growing strategic importance of AI chip capacity and the degree to which hyperscalers are quietly building chip businesses that could rival dedicated semiconductor companies. No timeline for external sales was given.
That's your briefing for Tuesday, April 14th, 2026. From Stanford's AI rankings to Anthropic's restricted cybersecurity model, from state capitals passing AI bills to frontier labs in China preparing trillion-parameter releases, AI is moving on every front every day. For DX Today, stay curious.